Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. Yeah, the school where people were studying for exams existed centuries before the empire you learned about in history class was even founded. And that's not even close to the weirdest one on this list. Here are 10 history facts that sound completely made up, but every single one is true. Here's the thing about history. We picture it in neat little chapters. The Egyptians here, the Romans there. But the timeline is way messier than that. So let's count down 10 facts that break the timeline, starting with that one. Oxford started teaching around 1096. The Aztec Empire was founded in 1428. That means Oxford is more than 300 years older than an entire empire. Number 9, Cleopatra. You picture her in ancient Egypt, right? She's closer to the moon landing than she is to the building of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid went up around 2560 BC. Cleopatra lived around 30 BC. The moon landing was 1969 AD. She's 2,000 years closer to Neil Armstrong than to the pharaohs who built the pyramids. Number 8, woolly mammoths were still alive when the pyramids were being built. A small herd survived on a remote Arctic island until about 1650 BC. So while Egyptians were stacking stones into a pyramid, there were still mammoths walking the earth. And wait till you hear what was still legal in France when Star Wars came out. That's coming up. But first, 2 facts that are even harder to believe. Number 7, the shortest war in history lasted about 38 minutes, the Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896. The British shelled the palace, the Sultan surrendered, and the whole thing was over before lunch. Number 6, France was still executing people by guillotine in 1977. The same year the first Star Wars hit theaters, people watched a space movie about lightsabers while, somewhere in France, the last public guillotine execution was happening. That's not ancient history. That's within living memory. Number 5, Abraham Lincoln and Charles Darwin were born on the exact same day, February 12, 1809. 2 of the most influential men of the 19th century, one born in a log cabin in Kentucky, the other in a house in England, same 24 hours. Number 4, the fax machine was invented before the telephone. The first fax machine was patented in 1843. The telephone came in 1876, so we could send a document electronically more than 30 years before we could talk to someone on the phone. 3 left, and the last one will genuinely make you question the timeline. Stay with me. Number 3, Harvard was founded before calculus was invented. Harvard opened in 1636. Isaac Newton and Leibniz didn't invent calculus until the late 1600s. So for the first few decades of Harvard's existence, it was literally impossible to take a calculus class there because calculus didn't exist yet. Number 2, Nintendo was founded in 1889. Before the PlayStation, before Mario, before video games existed at all, Nintendo was a small company making playing cards in Kyoto, Japan. A card company founded in the 1800s went on to make the console in your living room. And number 1, the last person receiving an American Civil War pension died in 2020. Irene Triplett was receiving a pension from her father's Civil War service until she passed away in June of 2020. A war that ended in 1865 was still writing checks 155 years later. A direct financial line from a battlefield in the 1860s all the way to the year COVID shut the world down. So here's the takeaway. History isn't a straight line. The Aztecs, Cleopatra, mammoths, and Star Wars, they all overlapped in ways that sound impossible. Which one shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more facts that break your brain, subscribe. I've got a whole series of these coming.